diamond ring for my queen. You gon' wait me till Jesus come. Why when I talk? Pocket full floss, money, honey. Forget about Suzanne. So since we don't have all the equipment like cameras and all this stuff, so just use one of the webcam from my computer. So we're gonna start with these tools and give people knowledge, because that's how they say, start with what you have, and then from there you're gonna elevate it. You're gonna elevate it, and things gonna propagate it, and just me, and things gonna improve slowly, because you can't reach down top before start from the bottom. Otherwise, then you're gonna break and start from bottom of phrase. So I'm gonna start with a tool that I have, So let's go. So we have a question in Arcsin. So first and foremost, if they say y equal to Arcsin something here, so it's like saying, let's say somebody give me y equal to Arcsin of, let's say, g of x. So when you differentiate this, means y dash means you differentiate. This means say, check whatever you have here in front of the Arcsin, and then first find the derivative, and they say over 1 minus, take a function square, g of x, and then square. Means derivate whatever you have here, and then write the answer on top, and then over square root of 1 minus, take your g of x, means whatever you have here, and then square. So that's how you do it, right? So now let's go and break down the question. So now for that case, now we're going to go back to our question. So what we have to do here, we're going to say, I have to derivate this. So when I derivate here, it's going to be dy over dx, because on the left, when you differentiate here, let's put it this way, excuse me. On the left means a derivative with respect to axis, but I want to do a derivative y, and the same thing I'm going to do on the right hand side. So I'm going to find the derivative of everything that I have, which is Arcsin, and then it's a lot of notes in the background, so never mind. 2x, and they got root 1 minus x squared, and then that's what we're going to be doing. So what I'm going to do here, when you differentiate y, you get dy, and when you differentiate x, it's just dx here. So now we say on right here, just like what we did here, when you differentiate Arcsin, means take everything which in front of the Arcsin, differentiate and write on top. So I'm going to say this is the same as say d of x of whatever which is in front of the Arcsin, means derivative. So I'm going to say 2x, and then we have to derivate that one. So say derivate 1 minus x squared, and then we over square root of 1 minus g of x squared. What does g of x means? Whatever is in here. This function here, you got a square. So our function is 2x, and then get 1 minus x squared. And then we have to square all of this. You have to square all this function, means everything which is in here. So the game is over. So what I'm going to do, this is a product rule here. So product rule means I'm going to say dy dx equal. So it says the product rule, the first one is constant, and then differentiate the second one. So this is going to be 2x, and then multiply. But remember, if I don't want to write as a root, because if somebody give me root of y, it means y a half. So if I don't want to write like this, I could say all of this power half. Before I start to differentiate, power a half. This is a half right here. Let me write big a little bit. X power 2, and you got a half. So that's the other way of writing. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to write it, because this is a product rule. So this is going to be constant, and then let's differentiate the second one. Means a half is going to go to the back, and then when this comes here to the back, you drop these the way how it is. So I'm going to write 1 minus x squared, and then take the power minus 1. A half minus 1, you get negative a half. And then don't forget to differentiate what is inside the bracket. When you differentiate 1, you get 0. When you differentiate negative x squared, it's going to give you negative 2x. So this is constant. When you differentiate all of this, it gives us this. Now we're going to plus, because this constant, and the differentiate all of this, you get this stuff here. Now we plus, now this is going to be constant now, which is 1 minus x squared a half. But I could say half means square because it's constant. So say square root. And then when you differentiate 2x, you get 2. So you get what? Only 2. And they say all this stuff over square root of 1 minus. Okay, so now we're going to have to square all of this. 2x squared, you get 4x. And then when you square root like this, 1 minus x square, this and this cancel, so 1 minus x squared. So 1 minus x squared. And when you square the 2x, you're going to get 4x squared. So here must be square. You see what I'm saying? So now we can put this stuff together. So you can put this stuff together. So what we're going to have here, excuse me, we're going to have, I'm going to continue there. So we're going to have, look here, by 2, 1, and by 2, 1 means 2 divided by 2, 1. So you have x times negative 2x. So we say dy dx equal x times negative 2x, you get negative 2x. Okay, this half here is 1 minus x squared negative a half. So we're going to reciprocate underneath because it has a negative power. So it's like having x negative 1. Let me say 1 over x power 1. So now, because it has a negative, we reciprocate. So this half here has a negative power. So it's going to come here under the denominator. So we're going to have a 2x and then over 1 minus x power positive a half, because it's going to come under here, so it's going to become positive a half. And x times negative 2x, you get negative 2x squared. Excuse me, negative 2x squared. Negative 2x squared, and then we say, right, so these x times negative 2x can be negative 2x squared, and now we go here plus. Right here, you're going to have a 1 minus x squared, but I can put 2 before. It means 2, just put 2 prime. And then at the denominator, I have 1, multiply that out, it's going to be negative 4x squared. Negative x, negative 1, and these give us negative 4x squared, and then negative 4, and the second one's going to be negative and negative, positive. For x squared times x squared, it's going to give me 4x power 4. So now the equation is finished. So what we're going to do, I can find the common denominator. So now we say this is same as 1 times negative 2x, negative 2x squared. Now plus, now this one times that one. So this is same as root, because if I have a 1 minus x power half, same as square root of 1 minus x. Excuse me, I forgot a square here. There's a square here, so it gotta be square here. So square, so it's gonna be square root of x squared. So now, so this is like, if I say I don't want to write this, I can say square root of x. So now 1 times negative 2x, negative 2x. Square root of 1x squared times square root of 1x squared. Like if somebody gave you square root of y times square root of y, this is equal to y. So what? Equal to y. So now this and this one, we're going to have it 2 is there, and then when you multiply the root times the root, we're going to have the 1 minus x squared, and then we all over. Okay, so now we say now, excuse me, so we got this line here. So what we're going to do right now, we say we can simplify this, find the common denominator. But now 1 times negative 2x, negative 2x squared, and then you get 2 is just a 2 because you multiply this way, you multiply that way. We have a 2 here, but now we say this is going to be 2, and then when you multiply that out, it's going to give you 1 minus x squared, and then you over our common denominator because you multiply this and that one, which is going to be 1 minus x squared square root. And then all this stuff, you divide by 1 minus 4. But you can simplify that one. When you simplify that one, you factorize this here may say 1 minus 2x squared means all this stuff here is 1 minus 2x squared. So now next step we're gonna do, this one here is 1 minus 2x squared. When you expand it, you're gonna get this. See, and for the top one, the common denominator is this one. So what we're going to do now, this and this cancel. So this is 1 minus 2x. So the top one is going to become, so we have a negative 2x, negative 2x, So top one is going to be negative 2x. And then 2 times 1 plus 2. And this is going to become negative 2x squared. And then over. This half here is going to come at the denominator. So we're going to have because I have a fraction over numbers. Like you have a 3 over 4 divided by c. This c is going to come here. So this equals to 3 over 4c. See what I'm saying? So now for that case, this half is going to come here. So we have 1 minus x squared, and then we're going to multiply by 1 minus 2x, which is this one, because this and this one cancel. So the next step now, we can pull that one together. So now we're going to have, excuse me, we're going to have now 2 is just a positive 2 there, and then minus 4x squared on the numerator. And then we say we divide by 1 minus x squared, and then this is going to be 1 minus 2x. So we can factor out 2 here. If you factor out 2, it's going to become, so we got 2 here, and it's going to be 1 minus 2x squared, and then you're going to have here something here I forgot, you know what I'm saying? This must be 2x squared here. 2x squared squared, 2x squared squared. When you factor out this one, it has to be 1 minus 2x squared. Must be 1 minus 2x squared. So this and this cancel, so you have a, so I'm saying I forgot to put square here. When you factorize this, it's going to give you 1 minus 2x squared to get power 4. So now here the denominator, we have a 1 minus 2x. So I have a 1 minus x squared. And this is going to be 1 minus 2x squared. So this and this go. So final answer here equal to dy dx. At the end of the day, is done dy dx equal to, we got 2 here, and then over 1 minus x squared. Brother and sister, so this is the first time on my channel. Try to share with a lot of people, man. Don't forget to subscribe. Peace and love. Peace.
My queen, you gon' wait me till Jesus come. Why when I talk, pocket full floss, money, honey, forget about Suzanne.
So